The emotionally stirring romantic drama Fall For Me, 2025, directed by Ava Clarkson, viewers are pulled into a story of love, healing, vulnerability, and the slow yet powerful process of opening one's heart again after trauma. The film centers around Emma Holloway, played by Florence Pugh, a gifted but emotionally guarded travel photographer in her late 20s who has spent the last 3 years journeying solo across continents after the devastating loss of her fiancé in a tragic car accident. Emma has built her life behind the lens, capturing fleeting beauty while keeping the world at a distance, hiding the pain she carries like invisible luggage. Her journey takes a turn when she's commissioned to photograph the rebranding campaign of a historic inn nestled in the scenic coast of Maine. The inn is owned by Liam Marlowe, played by Nicholas Hoult, a former big-city architect who left his high-stakes career in Boston after suffering a breakdown caused by the collapse of a skyscraper project that left multiple workers injured. Liam has traded blueprints for lighthouses and deadlines for dock repairs, pouring his energy into restoring the inn that once belonged to his late grandmother, hoping to find peace in simplicity. From their first interaction, Emma and Liam clash. She finds his optimism unrealistic while he finds her sarcasm exhausting, but there's a spark underneath the tension, something both of them pretend not to feel. Liam's niece, June, an aspiring writer recovering from anxiety, adds light and laughter to the house and slowly bonds with Emma over poetry and late-night ocean walks, making Emma feel something she hasn't in a long time: belonging. Meanwhile, Maya, Emma's best friend and manager, frequently calls her back to reality, reminding her of exhibitions and offers piling up. But Emma isn't ready to go back, not yet. As the days stretch into weeks, the inn becomes more than just a photo shoot. It becomes a quiet sanctuary where Emma's tightly wound emotions begin to unravel. Liam shows her the beauty of slowing down, of sitting still, of talking instead of running, and Emma introduces him to spontaneity and how art can be a form of healing. The two fall into an unspoken rhythm of cooking together, sharing stories of failure and hope, and laughing over board games during rainy evenings. The intimacy grows, but just when things begin to feel real, Emma discovers a series of letters Liam had written to his ex-fiancée, Charlotte, a renowned sculptor who left him after his breakdown. Feeling like she was just another temporary comfort in Liam's healing journey, Emma pulls away, disappearing the morning after their first kiss. Liam, heartbroken but respectful of her need to run, pours himself back into the inn's final renovation phase. Emma returns to New York and accepts an exhibition deal, but the joy of her success feels hollow. As she prints her photos for the gallery, she stumbles across a candid shot of Liam laughing on the beach. Even remember taking, and realizes that her best work came not from landscapes but from moments she lived, not ran from. Meanwhile, Liam finds an old envelope Emma had left behind. Inside it is a photograph of the inn lit up under fairy lights with the words "I never wanted to run from this" scribbled on the back. On the day of her exhibition, Emma walks out before the show begins and returns to Maine, finding the inn now filled with guests, stories, and warmth. Liam is stunned to see her but smiles when he realizes she's holding a framed version of their photo. They talk, awkward at first, but the rawness gives way to vulnerability. Emma apologizes for running. Liam says he was writing those letters to let go, not hold on. They both agree that healing isn't about forgetting the past, it's about choosing someone who wants to stay through the pain. In the final scene, as waves crash in the background and the guests toast by the fire pit, Emma and Liam sit on the porch, hands intertwined, looking not at the sea or the stars but at each other, finally choosing to fall together. With a supporting cast that includes Zoe Kravitz as Maya, Jacob Tremblay as June's brother who teaches Emma to fly kites, and Laura Dern as Liam's therapist-turned-family friend, Fall For Me blends poetic cinematography with heart-wrenching performances. It's a tender portrait of what happens when two broken people choose to risk their hearts again. More than a love story, it's a reminder that sometimes, falling isn't about crashing, it's about trusting someone enough to catch you. The film closes with Emma narrating softly over footage of the inn lit under twilight, saying, "I ran from the world to find myself, but I found myself in someone who stayed." A perfect blend of emotion, breathtaking visuals, and character-driven storytelling, Fall For Me becomes not just a movie but an experience that resonates with anyone who has ever loved, lost, and dared to love again.